Welcome to Sette Design. I'm Natalie, and this is Painting Techniques from Umbria, Italy, and Wine Country, California. Today I'm going to teach you a very simple antiquing method on this dresser using latex paint as the base coat and rubbing on oil paint as the accent. The format for my channel is going to be, I'm going to teach you a technique, and then at the end I'm going to take you along to see some kind of space or structure that inspires me design-wise. So stick around, we're going to have some fun. That is always my intention. Have fun. Here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these cracks. It wouldn't be bad to leave them since the piece is distressed, but I'm going to see if I can fill them in a little bit. I love this stuff. It's spackling paste, and it's called DAP, Drydex, and it comes out pink when you put it on, and when it dries, it turns drywall color, beige. It's just fun to work with. It's a great consistency, and here in America, it's like a cool thing to use. Anywhere else you are in the world, you can just use any kind of spackling paste. Will work. Here I am with the drawer pulls off and the stucco is drying, or the paste is drying, and I'm just going to show you quickly a little bit of how I'm going to paint it. Not too much because you can get the idea. I've got some Benjamin Moore Hint of Pink. It's 884 and it's in semi-gloss. I painted someone's kitchen pink recently, a client of mine, and it came out gorgeous. And this is leftover that she gave me. So hint of pink and then black oil paint is the plan. So I'm just going to show you a little bit, and I am going to brush it on because maybe the oil paint with the dry brush or rubbing it on will pick up a little bit of that brush stroke. Another way to do it would be just to roll it with a little, one of those little spongy rollers would be much quicker. But for this process, I'm going to brush it on. Okay, here we are now in the process. I've painted the dresser 3 times with Hint of Pink Benjamin Moore. You can see it's a very pale pink. So another little trick is you can go to a building supply store and get a piece of wood, and it's fun to, well, usually when I'm using oil paints, I'll like do a little bit on the wood to kind of like not have too much paint on my brush. And therefore it's a dry brush. I've got, this is an Ivory Black oil paint. You can use lamp black, Mars black, whatever you like. This is M. Graham, but any kind of brand is good too. And then I have a Winsor Newton Liquid. Liquid is one of my little secrets that I just love. You mix it with oil paint and it makes everything flow. And I think kind of dry better too. So what also I'm going to do, since this is a semi-gloss paint, I'm just going to sand really lightly where I'm going to do the oil. If you picked maybe a
velvet or eggshell finish, matte finish, you probably don't need to do that because it won't be as slippery. This is just going to make, the sandpaper is just going to make the oil paint grip a little bit better, but it's actually probably not necessary to do. So now comes the fun part.
I have some rags, just pieces of sheet cut up, and I've got my oil paint with tin foil. I'm going to just mix a little liquid and a little oil really easily. Take my piece of wood and kind of get the excess paint off. And then I'm going to go for it. Just doing a little bit here. I'm adding it on. And I'm going to rub it off. I'm going to take my sheet, kind of make it in a little ball like that, and then rub it. If you get too much, you can kind of wet down your sheet and just wipe it off. I'm really going to try not to do too much. And you can change the, so it's not spotty, like maybe go one direction or down. Once I put on the drawer pulls, I think it's going to look fine. Okay, here you can see with the drawer pulls how pretty it looks. I'm really happy with how it's coming out. And on the top, I'm just going to do a tiny bit, probably on the corners. And what the key is to do is irregular, heavy some places, lighter other places. See how that is? How the distressing changes. And then when it's far away, it just looks good. Next up, we're going to go to the design part of this video where I show you a cool space. But I also want to say, remember to like and subscribe. If you're interested in painting courses for becoming a professional painter, art therapy, or fixing up your home, then there's a link in the description box below. So go find me. Bye. Like and subscribe.
Hey my darlings, Nat here in front of, this is Bale Grist Mill. It's a state park in California in the Napa Valley, and it's so gorgeous. Look at the wood, and the whole mill is made out of wood, and beautiful old panel windows, real panel windows, not with the little plastic fake liner. The doorknobs the door poles are made out of wood. Picture living here. What would you do if this was your space? You could have one level would be for your studio, and another level would be for music. One level would be for sleeping, and one level would be for eating and cooking and entertaining. I think maybe that's too many levels. The top level doesn't have windows on this side, so maybe you sleep in the dark. Who knows? But I'm sure you could make it into a fabulous space. It's not for sale, but we are in the world of fantasy here. Look at, there's the barn. Wood barn. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Right? There's not even a finish on this wood. Well, maybe there was originally. Looks like that's got a little finish on it. Okay, for you detail people, look at that. Here's how to construct a door. Wood door construction. Get your crossbars.